What's going on, guys? I'm Jiffy Nano. Welcome back to Borderlands 3. Okay, so I because I am a lazy sack of crap and depression hit me real friggin' hard this last week. I did not plan a video for this week, so we're gonna go over my elemental Amara build that I've been using for about a week now. And then, unbeknownst to me, when I was like, I guess I'll just make a video on my elemental Amara build, I saw Joltzude's video, and it's essentially the same damn thing. Awesome. Anyway, I'm not using Jacob's weapons necessarily. Well, I'm using the King's Call, the Queen's Call, and the Rowan's Call, and like the Hellfire. But any real elemental guns will help. Like any elemental's good with this build. I've got this because I've got the 250% weapon damage on phase cast. Transformers, so I get get shield back for taking shock damage. Phase Zerker, cause Phase Zerker. Elemental Projector, Commander, Planetoid. This doesn't necessarily matter, the Planetoid itself. You just want Elemental Projector. So if there's a better relic that you find that fits your playstyle a little more, that has Elemental Projector, take it. This is this is good for boss kills and stuff like that. And then this is so I can proc my Elemental Projector with my my Rowan's Call and my Queen's Call. So into the spec. So what we're using, when I'm mobbing, I'm using phase cast with the Stillness of Mind and the Deliverance. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if this actually works together. It should, but I don't pay attention enough to to know if it does. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. This doesn't work for bosses. If you're gonna do bosses, you're gonna want to use the Tendava, which explodes. Or if it's a boss that's like on the ground, like Traunt or something, you could probably use Fist over Matter, and it'll deal damage to them and get you all your like procs and stuff like that. That's a good way to get like Samsara going, and Samsara is ridiculous once it gets full stacks. But yeah, so what we've got here, we're gonna go over the Fist of the Elements tree first. So we got Anima, 5 in Anima, status effect duration by 28%. I've got a class mod in here. Let's take that out real quick so we can get the normal values. So 20% status effect duration, 100% or 20% status effect damage, and 100% duration. So this doubles the duration of all status effects, and then it does it's either 60% damage or I think like 7% extra damage for action skill element. Depends on how it's calculated. But it's just a lot of extra damage. This will tear things apart. Infusion, so it doesn't matter what weapon you're using, you can get your action skill element on there. This gives you double element for other things, and like a lot of people have said that don't use this because in certain situations with certain combinations it will reduce your damage. But I feel like if you have the basic understanding of the elements and when to switch out your action skill element and when to switch to a different weapon and how to combine elements, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I think the biggest like damage hit is like 12%, which isn't that big a deal. Tempest, because Tempest is just a lot of damage, a lot of extra damage going on. Indiscriminate, so your bullets ricochet when you hit enemies. Deep Well for extra mag size. This is the Steady Hands and Deep Well are mostly so I can get farther down the tree, because if I'm not using Grasp all the time, I won't use this. I won't use Dread. And then Illuminated Fist is kind of pointless if you're not using melee. And while I like Wildfire, and I wish Wildfire, I know Wildfire is really good, when you have Indiscriminate going on, it doesn't matter. Sustainment for healing gives you 20% lifesteal with elemental damage, and then Forceful Expression for 18% bonus damage. So over to the Mystical Assault tree, we've got 1 point in Violent Tapestry. You only need 1 point to get all the stacks of Rush, and with all of the Fist of the Elements stuff, you don't really have to worry about your elemental effect chance. Do harm, so you hit harder with your phase cast, Transcend, so Amara gets increased accuracy and critical hit damage for a few seconds after activating her action skill. This gives you 27% critical damage, which is super nice. Restless, mostly so I can get farther down the tree, but, you know, cooldown rate's cool too. 20% longer duration for Stillness of Mind. That's the only reason I'm using this right now. Or it breaks 7... Anyway, it takes longer for Stillness of Mind to break. 25% extra damage when you damage something with your elemental. So you elemental with your action skill. So this is just 20%. It's kunai. It's kunai. Only 25% instead of 80%. Wrath, increased gun damage. Put 3 in that for 20% gun damage, and then an extra 20% after you use your action skill, which you're going to be using your action skill pretty often. And then Remnant. Remnant, you only need 1 point in Remnant for it to be good. So when you kill something, it creates a homing projectile that seeks out enemies, dealing her action skill element in damage. Any overkill is added to the projectile's damage. So this is one of those things that can chain, kind of like Bloodsplosion from Borderlands 2. So if you do enough damage to kill, if you kill something, all the overkill is added to this. Now, if this thing kills something, all the overkill from that will be added to the next one. And then the next one. And this thing can hit, like, stupid amounts of damage. This thing will just absolutely annihilate things sometimes. I've seen absolutely, like, ridiculous damage numbers with this. So, that's the spec. I'm going to put my class mod back on. That's the gear. Essentially, you just want to be using elemental guns. You don't have to use Jacob's like Jill's dude and them where we're using. Although Jacob's stuff is probably more efficient. But I'm just using I'm using the Queen's Call, Rowan's Call, and the Hellfire. So you just run around, phase cast some people, and shoot them in the head. Everything dies. And it's just, dude, this build just absolutely tears through, this build just tears through mobs really easily. There's no, this nod is in some trouble then. No, don't kill me. Oh, I might die. Nope, didn't die. There we go, those are not gone. But like, this elemental build just tears through mobs super easily. You don't have to worry about dying, because as long as you're doing elemental damage, as long as you're doing elemental damage, you just heal up super fast. Oh, another nog. Oop. And then, like, this gives you the best of both worlds. You get phase lock, and you get the damage from phase cast. So, like, you get the best of both worlds from that. And it doesn't seem that the one is actually the projectiles bouncing from phase cast is actually proccing it. I never really paid attention to it. I just kind of tore through stuff. But yeah, so you know, it's probably better to use this. Increasing damage for every enemy hit. And like, look at that. You just, you know, especially when you're using stuff like Rowan's Call, which is dumb in itself. And stuff's just bouncing everywhere. I don't even know what my modifiers are. I'm playing in Mayhem 3. Don't even know what my modifiers are right now. So I was going to make a video on Flak, because I got my Flak to level 50. But I heard that there's going to be some stuff changing soon. I heard that there's going to be a patch coming out, changing Flak. And probably buffing his pets and stuff like that. I don't want to do a a crit build flak like everyone else is. There's 1,000 videos already about crit build flak. I'm sure there's 1,000 videos about this too. This is the character I use the most. I need something to die. No, damn it. Anyway, but yeah, no, I was gonna make a video on flak, but I don't want to make a crit build video on flak because everyone made crit build videos on flak, and I heard that there's gonna be a patch coming. In one of Gearbox's like live streams they did, I think it was Couch Co-op. They talked about there was a patch coming, and people are thinking it's gonna be very soon, so probably sometime this week. So I want to wait to make flak builds until I can make a build that's not the same as everyone else. I would love to make a pet-based build. That'd be really cool. But pet builds suck because flak's pets die in one hit because it suffers from Borderlands 2 syndrome, where all the companions just die immediately. These nods are killing me, man. I need you to stop, Mr. Nog. Also, so the Borderlands 3, the Borderlands, like, what's it called? It's the 10th anniversary event is going on this week. Well, this month in general. So this week was last week was the rare spawn event, and this week is the Iridium. Show me the Iridium event. So more Iridium spawns are gonna happen. Everything and all the Iridium things you buy are gonna be discounted. That includes the slot machine in Moxie's and all of Crazy Earl's stuff. Yeah, all of Crazy Earl's stuff. So go farm some Iridium and get you some anointed stuff. The anointments right now are the hardest things to come by, and I know all the stuff you're gonna buy from Crazy Earl is still gonna be purple. But like, if you could get, like, I'm using one weapon right now. I haven't swapped off the. Ooh, he just died immediately. I haven't swapped off the Queen's Call, the Rowan's Call yet. So I could probably run through a lot of areas. With just one gun. So you could stack 3 anointments on your other guns and just run through with one gun. Because like you stack, and as long as all of your anointments are different, worded differently, you get the damage. You get them all. So if I had the phase cast, 250% damage on phase cast. I get that. But if I had 100% weapon damage after action skill ends, I would also get that. So they all stack, and as long as you're getting differently worded anointment effects, that's all you need. I know this video is kind of rambly, and I apologize for that. Like I said, I didn't plan a video because it's mostly because I'm a lazy sack of depressed crap, and that's okay. I'm making a video now, and it's probably not the greatest video, and no one's gonna watch it, but that's fine. I put forth effort, and that's all I want. So we're gonna run, and I'm gonna see if I can kill Tron with this.
Crystals resonate with me.
Oh, that heavyweight! Forgot about this guy. Ow! Oh, god damn it, Nog! Come on! Okay, can you just break, please? Jeez. Now, this isn't the best build for bossing. I think you can set this up more efficiently for bossing itself. But it's not bad, and it also depends on your modifiers. Okay, so this is pretty neutral. I've got canceling out weapon damages, 16% movement speed, reload, and fire rate, and then normal bullets. So this is pretty neutral for what I'm running right now. Also, I want to switch to Shock because he doesn't like fire. So, boop. I might switch to a shotgun here. Mostly because I have a hard time hitting his crit thing. No, didn't need it. So yeah, easy kill. Good for pretty decent for bossing, especially stuff like Grave Ward. Ooh, nice. I didn't have an Unforgiven. So now I can use the what is it, Deputy or Sheriff Amara build. So that's cool. Yeah. So that's my Elemental Amara build. I've been running this for about a week now, and it's pretty good. I like it. It's fun. I don't think it's necessarily as fun as the melee build, but I don't know. Melee was my thing back in Borderlands 2. I loved Krieg. I ran through that. I literally ran through Ultimate Vault Hunter mode a handful of times without any guns as Krieg in Borderlands 2. It's one of my favorite things to do. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and let me know in the comments what else you want to see. If you enjoy my content, consider subscribing and hitting that bell so YouTube actually shows you my uploads. And check out my Twitch channel where I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays. I play with things like Borderlands, Destiny 2, Apex, and the new Call of Duty when it comes out. Link will be in the pinned comment because YouTube doesn't like to suggest videos when your Twitch link is in the description. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I'll see you in the next one.